Cade to the lane. Lobs to Duren for a dunk. He has 13. But a hammer to Jaden Ivey. Nice screen from Cade. Jaden, great inside handoff to Jalen Duren.
Duren got the mismatch, kept the dribble alive, and another dunk. That's 3 dunks. Cade, a little show and go, finishes with the left hand at the rim.
I've said it before, his ability to put it on the floor because he's such a good outside shooter.
Cade to the basket, shot won't fall. Jalen Duren jams on the stick back. Tobias screens for Jaden. Jaden to the basket for another stop. Jaden Ivey. Jaden way up for Tobias, and he slams it.
And he's fouled. Back at you.
Paul Reed. Pistons on the run, a lob to Reed for a flush. Back, but the Pistons take it away. To the basket for a jam and some hang time.
Tim Hardaway puts it on the floor.
Gives it up to Jalen Duren. Now Cade takes the handoff. Lobs it to Jalen for a jam. Beasley to the basket, lays it off for beef stew and a dunk. Ball loose on the floor, scooped up by Paul Reed. Cade bounces back to Reed. To Tim Hardaway Jr. Cade ahead to Jaden to the rim for a jam. Jaden Ivey to Malik Beasley. Inside to Stu for a rebound. To Cade in the middle of the floor. Lobs to Jalen for a jam. They back off. Lob it inside. Jalen Duren with a jam.
So the Pistons get a 3-on-2. And how about that little alley-oop from Duren to Ron Holland? Cade, the alley-oop, and Jalen Duren
out there for Detroit. There's an alley-oop stop. Cunningham with a perfect feed, and
𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗢𝗪 and Jordan Poole. Good feet underneath from Jaden Ivey.
Foul line, fires, it's in and out. Jalen Duren boards it, back up and flushes. And the Pistons take it away. Ron Holland to the basket on Smith. Winds it up and throws it.
More makeable now.
Scotty Barnes with a miss for the Raptors. Pistons. Ron Holland curls to the basket and jams it. That's Jaden Ivey. A dynamite dunk after a steal.
You and he struck up a nice accord. Nothing in 2:28.
Lob inside for Cade to forecourt. To the basket. Flushed it. Tobias ahead to Holland. Deeper to Hardaway Jr. for the dunk. Nice bounce inside to Jalen Duren from Cade. He got Jaden Ivey. Jaden to Cade. Deep to Tobias. Jams over Jalen Brown. Lost the ball. Cade deep to Ausar for a dunk. Jazz turn it over. Tobias ahead of the pack for a slam. And now it's 6 late in the first half. From the corner, an air ball from Ausar Thompson.
Now has 17 for Phoenix. 5-point Detroit lead with the left hand was Cunningham.
He has bothered him. He did bump knees.
Cade Cunningham, a creative assist.
In the back, turns it over. Little foot race here. Ivey, 3-on-1, lobs it up. Pushing the right buttons. Here we go. Run out opportunity. Look out. Ron Holland
He's trying to figure things out in a big way.
Good lob to Jalen Duren. Sizing up his matchup against Watson. Oh, my mercy. And another turnover. Ron Holland leading the break. Ron Holland takes it in for the flush.
Tim Hardaway Jr. from the wing for 3. Oh, a follow-up clutch.
Pistons pulled her off that time.
Here's Tim Hardaway Jr. with a jumper. No, here come the Pistons the other way. Hardaway Jr. lobs, and Malik gets a stop. Blindsided him. And he'll get it back and slam it. Tobias wraps it around to Jalen Duren for a jam. And the Nets turn it back to the Pistons. Cade on the run. Nice bounce to Simone.
Stewart. I know the Lions are already the best team in the NFL. These guys could play for them.
Threw it in the lane and taken by nobody except the Pistons. Jalen Duren way up to Cade. Ausar Thompson sees a little daylight. Lobs it to Jalen Duren for a jam. Ahead to Cade. Cade to the basket. Powers it down with a jam. Newhart trying to keep up with him. Cade lobs it. Jalen Duren jams. Cade to the basket. Missed on the reverse. But there's Jalen. Jalen Duren works against Richards. To the basket. Jalen Duren to Cade. Here's the long gun. No, but Art Thompson races to forecourt. Gives it to Cade, gets it back, and throws it down.
Hawks tried to rush it up to Okongwu. Instead, the Pistons get to run to Cade. Thought about the three, lobs to Jalen for a jam. What a windmill.
Cade has it, lobs it. 𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 with a stuff. Great for Orlando, up 7 right now. Not for long, a lob to Jalen Duren. Pistons go to
38.
Those are the games over in Paris. Pistons out of the timeout. Jalen Duren to the basket. Went right down the middle and the lob to Jalen Duren for a jam.
For them these days.
For sure. On the jump. Saved it. And then to Jalen Duren. Jalen deep to Tobias for a dunk. Chicago trails by just 2. Cade inside of Tobias for a dunk. Bryson Daniels. Lobs to Jalen for another jam. By Tobias. Tobias lobs it. 𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 Thompson with a throwdown and with a rebound. Nice lob to Jalen. For now he does. Pistons loop it ahead to Cade for a jam. Pistons rush it up. Ron Holland to the rim. Up no. Flushed on the follow by Tobias. To Fontecchio.
They're starting to get scrappy again, aren't they?
Inside to JD for a jam. Cade against Peyton. Jalen Duren drops it deep for a dunk for 𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 Thompson. Jalen Duren to the basket. Slams it. Blocked by Cade. Malik Beasley on the other end. Stuffs it. Pistons get it first. 𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 Thompson with a dunk. The official Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder. The floater. No, but it's way outside to Cade. Cade drives it right into Paul and jams it. Lefty.
Harris finds Thompson at the other end, and he takes it home.
Jalen Duren. Cade lobs to Jalen for a jam. Pistons basketball. Schroeder will trigger. Basket cut. 𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 Thompson. What a play. Horford. Pistons take it away. Jalen Duren ahead of the pack for a stop. Roll no. Jokic with the rebound. Right by Cade. Gives to Paul Reed. Gets it back inside for Paul. A lob to 𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 for a dunk. That was well done. Gets away in the lane. Ron Holland on the run. Lobs it. A jam for JD. Jalen Duren down the lane. Gets to the rim. Throws it.
Find Sensabaugh. A nice setup with a rebound to Cade. Behind the back to JD for a jam.
Normally hits in his career.
This is inside to Stu for a stuff. Cade to the basket. Lays it off for JD. Jalen Duren with a jam. Cade to the lane. Lobs to JD for another jam. Cade against Camara. Cade lobs it. JD jams it. Simone Fontecchio got it. There's time for Tobias to lay it up. And time for Simone from JD. Cade, another lob inside. A one-hand grab. And usually taking a long time on their shots. And that's not been good for the Wizards. Pistons not lazy on that. Well, he's 3 out of 6 from behind the long line. Lob. Cade to Jalen Duren. Lobs it inside in the direction of JD. Makes the catch and slams it. Get away from Hartenstein. Forecourt to Hardaway Jr. Down the lane for a dunk. Tapped out by Isaiah Stewart to Schroeder. Ahead to Holland for a jam. The Pistons
Can't get to where he wants to very easily.
Cade with a lob to Jalen Duren. And a swipe by 𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 Thompson. Head of the pack for a stop. 5-4. Thinking it's so good. Here goes Cade down the lane. Drops it behind him to 𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 for a stop. Lost it. Najee Marshall lost it. Cade finds it. Lobs it. Schroeder inside bounce to Ron Holland. Can't score it. Flushed though by Jalen to the miss from downtown. Here's a nice lob. Tried to score off the high glass and couldn't. Tobias to forecourt. Lobs to JD. Holland gives it back to Marcus. On the drive, dishes to Stu for a stop. Tim Hardaway Jr. on the drive. Nice dump off to 𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 for a stop.
Malik Beasley in the middle on a 3-on-1 break, and Jalen Duren jams on the run.
15-15 double-double right now.
Through the glass, the wall side windows.
Thunder trying to maul the boards, but the Pistons take it away. Nice lob from Hardaway. Rebounded by 𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 Thompson up and slams. Count that, baby, and a foul. Looking to lob it inside for Jalen Duren. Nice catch and a stuff for JD. And Ron Holland tomahawks it down. Here's a knockaway by Ron Holland on the lob inside to the basket for a jam.
False sense of okay until now.
Cade with a steal and stuff. In and out. JD with a rebound. He's going back up and flushing it. It's out. The Pistons. Kuzma. Lobs to Ausar Thompson. Young man way short in that shot. Cade in the corner. Hooks it to JD. Deep to Ausar Thompson for a slam. Count.
Last year with 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗓𝗓, George, is it any wonder that Villanova won 2 national games?
Inside for Jalen Duren. Got him a dunk.
There you go. Execute.
Drops it to Cade. Cade against Anunoby. Shot clock at 7. To the basket, cutting
rebounds because the Pistons are struggling offensively. Beasley misses. Another putback.
Where the physicality plays a part.
Oh, Cunningham! Lefty throwdown!
Good contest if you're Ausar Thompson.
Cade to forecourt. Down deep to Ausar. Cade with the basketball. Cade lobs it. Ausar finishes with a flush. Shooter, clock at 7. Inside of the big man. Deeper to Ausar for a dunk.